Hey everyone, it's Ryan here, and today was a Bulgarian style training day, or honestly just a full body session. Probably what we're gonna call it going forward. Got to make some changes. I feel like I'm detraining, but it's probably due to weight loss more so than actual training. However, we need to add in more hypertrophy work, and I'm almost tempted to run almost like a novice program, just 3 sets of five, a bunch of the big lifts, and just get thick as I can. All right, so I decided to hit a training max on the squat today. So this is 315. 315 felt kind of heavy again. It could be just be a residual fatigue. I mean, it went up quick. Then I did 365. 365 felt kind of heavy. So I knew I'm regressing slightly on the squat. So I gotta fix that, and I have a good game plan for that. So basically doing Jason Blaha's Ice Cream Fitness 2.0. And that's gonna give me the carryover I want to all the big lifts. And it's gonna feed my exercise addiction. I'm gonna do it every other day. I need to get out of my head training every day. It's fun training every day, but it's not practical. All right, 365 went up pretty good, but it felt kind of heavy. I had a snap food right here. This is supposed to be 295. I have a 10-pound plate on the other side and no 10-pound plate there. So when I unracked it, it felt kind of cattywampus. I'm like, maybe did I unrack it cockeyed or something? So when I racked it, I realized that. I was like, well, damn. But yeah, I got 3 sets of five of this back off work. I'm not going to do training maxes for a while. I just want to do sets of five across the board and get bigger again. Yeah, my trainings will be very minimalistic, but we don't need, see, I'm looking. I'm like, oh, shaking my head. But that's cool though. We upload stuff like that because nobody's perfect. I think we all make funny mistakes in the gym. Yes, yeah, I put the 10-pound plate on right there. But 295 with 3 sets of five was perfect actually. They were challenging, but I had a rep in reserve, a rep or two. But yeah, this at this phase, it's time to get thick as peanut butter. And I want to do it while dropping body fat. Get increase my overall muscle mass, drop some body fat, and I definitely have enough body fat to recomp. I don't think I can argue that. Nobody can argue that. I'm still a little chubby. Puts me in a good place though. Puts me in a real good place to recomp and slow cut. That's my third set of five. These workouts are going to be a little bit longer. This took me about an hour. I've been on the fence since yesterday, like about how I want to proceed. I've been feeling like I know I'm gonna hit a wall real soon with my training, so I need to come up with a game plan. I've been thinking, doing research, and I've never really ran a novice program before, so it'll be interesting to run it as an advanced lifter that's rebuilding again. Because I definitely lost size since I come off the testosterone. Like my shirts fit looser, belly's a lot smaller, which is interesting. But I always seem to lose weight when I hop off a test, and I'm off permanently now. All right, bench press, my first, my real heavy set, 295. Felt kind of heavy today. It veered over my face just slightly, so we closed in on all our max. So it's time to stop doing heavy lifting and build some muscle. I got a good pause. I'm an explosive bench presser though. And people are like, oh, you had another rep. No, I did not have another rep. I would have got stable. My bench press reps are fast when I'm near failure. I've had times I've up to 10 pounds to get stable. 305 would have been an all out grinder if not a fail today. I can tell right now just by how it veered over my face. That's just warning sign that I'm close to 100%. So I just did 235 for 3 sets of five. Pause, explosive. And I'm gonna ramp this up. I want to get this to 275 for 3 sets of five. That'd be a good place to be. That would put me in a really good place. Get my squat to 365 for 3 sets of five, and bench to 370 or 275 for 3 sets of five. Yeah, I'd be in a good place. And you definitely can reach that strength level in this type of program. You just got to eat and sleep and train hard. Now, once you start getting to like a 500 squat, a training program like this wouldn't be ideal. But if you only squat 365, 400, you absolutely can use this type of program to continue to make gains. When they talk about advanced programming, they mean people chasing that last tenth of a percent who've already squat 500 pounds and bench 350. I think people get bored of the novice program, and so they try to find intermediates to break up the monotony. I totally get that, but I do believe it's unnecessary for most people's goals. So I'm just a guy who likes lifting weights. I'm not a competitive athlete in no endeavor at this current time. I would like to compete in powerlifting one day, but I have a lot going on right now in my personal life with my day job. It would be so hard to actually prep. But I do have an hour a couple times a week to train, so yeah, I do get my workouts done. I'm very militant about my training, as we should be. As any adult should be with their goals. You have to be militant about them. All right, deadlifts. 345. I just put 345 on the bar. I got an easy set of five. I was fatigued from yesterday's deadlifting, so I did not want to push the bleeding edge. And I'm basically going to do a row and a deadlift. I'm going to rotate a row and a deadlift. So Saturday, I'm going to do some Pendlay rows instead for this slot for 3 sets of five. Basically, I'm following the Ice Cream Fitness 2.0, as I said. And addition straps. Since I'm only going to deadlift every 4 days or so, I don't need the straps. All right, standing press with the Axel bar. 3 sets of five. 140. I like the Axel bar for the standing press. It feels more natural. Be potentially better forearm development. It just feels more natural. That's really the only reason I use it. And I'm able to use almost like a suicide grip, and it feels good on my shoulders. So that's why I use it. It's nothing special about it. A lot of people note that though. It feels more like a more natural movement. But this is going to handle all my training volume. Like, there's nothing that wasn't trained today. Maybe my abs, we could argue, and he actually has ab work included in the program. I just ran out of time. But I may start doing some standing band crunches. He has to do face pulls after, which I'm already a big fan of. I've been doing face pulls for a while now. Because we don't want shoulder pain to start forming. My shoulders have been pretty solid the last several years, so we keep them that way. And honestly, everything feels good. My low back felt a little touchy on deadlifts. That's why I always did 345, because I kind of knew I was fatigued going into it. And this, I'm pausing and I'm exploding up as fast as I can. Really get upper threshold muscle fibers into fire. Barbell curls. He has to do 2 sets of 8, so just put 95 pounds on the bar and easy 2 sets of 8. Nothing special about this. I mean, most guys want bigger biceps, so makes sense to do this. And this is a full body movement. Let's be real. It does work your abs, your upper back, delts, your shoulder extension. It's a good movement. And it'll keep my bicep tendons healthy for doing all the mixed grip pulling. But yeah, I'm actually kind of excited to try a program like this. It just gets strong and thick while maintaining, slowly losing body fat, which I'm definitely doing. I want to prove with all this that you don't need complex programming and 15 exercises and mesocycles and complexity. You don't need that. Guys in prison get jacked just training like this. Come in there, you do your basic movements, you get strong at them. So that's kind of where I'm going for all this. Because there's too much nonsense in the fitness world. Too much guys on anabolics pretending to have a magic secret when they're just using genetics and drugs to get their goals, to get their results rather. Alright, finish off with face pulls. Only got like 30, I think 32 maybe. I hate failure. But I did it right after the bicep curls. So my biceps were burning. I mean, this does add bicep work I find it's really good for tendons. All right, well, I'll see you on Saturday for another training session.